So, Dawn and David, I think we have time to cover one more topic today. Is there something that is pressing for you, or would you like me to designate a subject?
Well, I think we'd just like to mention, because we've talked about, we've used the term autoimmune diseases, because this is a great subject that the medical establishment used to blame a lot of things on, where basically it means that the body's attacking itself, which is, when you look into the evidence, is complete nonsense. The body is quite smart, actually, and doesn't attack itself at all. And there's no, and we've looked at a lot of this, there's no scientific proof to say that the body attacks itself. It can be poisoned, it can have all sorts of things done to it, but it doesn't attack itself. So it's a bit of a misnomer, really.
Well, David, there's another important aspect to that. I mean, I completely agree with you, right? Because our bodies have so much wisdom and complexity to do all these things right. But also, many of these autoimmune diseases never existed before the last 50 or 75 years. Yeah. So did our bodies suddenly change and start attacking itself just recently out of the blue, by random chance?
Yeah, it suddenly became stupid, after thousands and thousands of years it forgot what it was supposed to do.
Well, it does suit the medical establishment to make people think that there's nothing that they can do for their own health. They're not responsible, they're not in control, their body's stupid, it's just a machine, and all you have to do is take these bits and take these medicines, vaccines, whatever it is, and they'll fix whatever is ailing the body. It's very machine-like idea, and the body is definitely not a machine. It's, as you say, far more wisdom, far more complexity, and certainly capable of looking after itself. But you've got to be able to give it the support and. So, nutritional intakes, but also reducing exposures to as many toxins as possible. So people do need to know that where the toxins are so that they can reduce their exposures. And that includes the medications they're given for supposedly sort of, helping them restore their health.
I mean, from what we can see with any of the classification of autoimmune diseases, they are nearly always toxic based. The actual cause of them is a group of toxins. I'm thinking one of the major ones, of like multiple sclerosis, where the myelin sheath of the nerves gets damaged. And, there's quite a bit of information that shows various chemicals that can do that. And I think aspartame is one of them, which is something that is in most
That's NutraSweet, right?
Yeah. So, people can be taking that. I mean, I think it was Dr. Blaylock had said, that should never have been allowed. If it had been investigated properly, it would have been banned. It should never have been allowed onto the market. And yet it's in so many soft drinks, and people are drinking this toxic.
Yeah, well, it's the sugar thing, isn't it? Reduce your sugar intake, or take these sugar-free drinks, which are certainly sweet, but they're, the chemicals they're made with are, I don't know if they're worse than sugar, but they're just as bad. Yeah. They're certainly not better for you, and They cause all sorts of problems. I mean, they're really. But again, it goes back to the unnatural ingredients in foods.
I'm not saying that aspartame is the only thing that causes multiple sclerosis, of course. I mean, but it is toxic based and damaging, as I say, the nerve sheaths, and so it's a progressive thing. But it's nothing to do with the body attacking itself. And every one of these so-called immune diseases that we looked into was always easy to trace back to toxemia of one sort or another, which was at the base of it. Certainly not the body attacking itself.
Right. David, what is their evidence to say that the body is attacking itself, or what do they say is the cause of? I mean, I know they say overall they don't know what causes autoimmune disease, right? But do they have any evidence at all to back up any of their claims?
Well, no. I mean, they don't, and this is. On the face of it, it looks like, as they usually are, it looks like, because it's a man in a white coat saying something, so it's obviously authoritative and everyone will believe it. But when you look at their own evidence, there is nothing, and they even admit, they'll use the words, this is poorly understood. That's a phrase that we come across in the official papers time and time again. They'll start off talking as if it sounds like they know what they're talking about, and then right at the end they'll say, but this is poorly understood. The mechanisms for this are poorly understood, which means they don't actually know. So no, they don't have any evidence to say the body attacks itself, definitely not. But there's plenty of evidence to show how toxic chemicals attack the body and the damage that it causes. There's plenty of evidence of that.
What about these so-called